Hey everybody. Well, welcome to Asian month this time. And sorry I haven't been making any videos lately. I was busy in the hospital. It was about my grandma, but she's doing okay right now. So without further ado, it's time for me to review a romantic comedy series that that pretty much my girlfriend wanted me to review this. And believe it or not, for those of you who do not know about me, my girlfriend is from the Philippines. So, the TV series I'm going to review for you today is none other than Kano Luvs Pinay. Some of you probably remember me mentioning this in my my review on Thanksgiving. You know, Turkey Man. Believe it or not, after they made this movie of the Turkey Man, they have decided to make a TV series based on that movie and make it into a complete series. And of course, you can see here in this show, the rest of the cast are all new. I mean, the actor who played Matthew is now played by a guy named Brian Lee. And all the other casts here are all replayed except one actress who's played Cookie Beagle, and it's Tuesday Vergaz. And of course, my girlfriend gave me a little bit of an update about her. She was a hard-working Filipino actress, very funny, very comedic. Which I have to say, she's a very funny woman. She plays in a lot of dramas and a lot of comedies. And one thing I started to notice about her is that one time she got into a relationship with an American guy, but I guess it didn't last long, and then she was happily married to a Filipino guy. So congrats to her. Anyway, let's get to the show, shall we? Now, just like the Turkey Man, there's Cookie, there's her son, John. Of course, Matthew. Except in the series, John doesn't call him Superman like on the movie Turkey Man. He just call him Matthew. Or, in their accent, they kept calling him Macho, or Machu. Even though everybody calls him Joe. Ah Sung has been recast, and so is the actress who plays Girly. And of course there's Dong, who's been recast, her brother, who likes to be like a rap-like guy. And of course the parents have been recast. But here's another thing, they added more characters into this. Like this guy here. He's Matthew's assistant, because Matthew decided to work on the Philippines as a communicator, work on communications between the Philippines and the Americans, and he plays his trusty assistant, and a best friend to him, because he helps him out throughout the series. And as for Dong, he meets this girl, named Wing. So pretty much, Dong is going through his relationship with Wing, and of course Matthew's best friend here, he starts having feelings for Girly, so they're kind of starting their own fling as well. But the focus is more to these two, Matthew and Cookie. And of course the show only lasted for like 15 or 16 episodes. I know, because I made a timeline on it. I mean, I made a playlist of it, of all the shows. And of course, for those of you who haven't seen my Turkey Man review, I'm going to share a link on the bottom, so you can't miss it. Throughout the entire show, I mean, there's a lot of good scenes in the show. Like, there's this one scene where Cookie has to go to a funeral, and according to to the Filipinos' tradition, you're not allowed to wear red when you go into a funeral. You can wear white or wear black, but you can't wear red. And Cookie's getting all scared and superstitious. She thinks if somebody wears red, that's a bad sign. That's like an omen thing. And of course, all those silly other superstitions. While Osong and Girly, they decided to scare each other. They even tried to dress themselves up as supernatural spirits or such. And you know, I really do like the in-laws. Cookie's parents here. They're very nice couple. They're a very sweet couple. You know, that's one thing I started noticing. I guess when it comes to in-laws, I mean, most people watch so many shows, and throughout every show, we always know that there are in-laws who are a real pain in the butt, you know? Like in The Simpsons. Homer Simpson, he has these sister-in-law, Patty and Selma, and they always, and they're giving Homer Simpson a hard time. In that other show, The Dinosaurs, Earl has a mother-in-law who gives him a hard time. And of course, on Family Guy, Peter Griffin's in-laws gave him a hard time. But the only in-laws I like the most, the one I don't wish they should drop dead, I mean, I'm getting so sick and tired of pain in the butt in-laws. Because in-laws, when they start treating our main character so bad, I wish they could just stop and drop dead. I mean, would it kill them to be nice once in a while? But the in-laws I do like on Family Guy, I mean, the in-laws I do like is the Chinese family, the Chinese in-laws on Family Guy. I really like them. They give Stan, I mean, they give him some respect. It's just the problem is Stan doesn't like them because they're Chinese, and he hates their Chinese way. But I like him. I don't care what Stan says. He's an a-hole. And the same thing goes with these two in-laws here. I really like them. They treat Matthew like he's one of the family, and they do get a little superstitious sometimes, but all in all, they do treat Matthew like one of the family, and that's the kind of in-laws I really like. I mean, seriously, when I saw the movie Monster-in-Law, I wish that Jane Fonda's character would drop dead. Anyway, the best episode I ever seen here is when Matthew got really sick in the Philippines. I mean, the first time the monsoon was starting, there was this big rain going, and he was so soaked and wet that he all of a sudden got pneumonia. Well, I mean, either ammonia or something. I mean, he just got really sick. And then all of a sudden, he keeps hallucinating in his sleep. Ah, dear. Girly and Osong tried to help cure him by covering him up, making him sweat. So bad. And now he keeps hallucinating that Girly and Osong are dressing up like Maleficent, acting all, yeah, make you sweat, make you sweat, make you sweat. And then when his friend shows up, his Filipino friend, at first he imagined him as a little gnome, telling him to come with him, and then he sees him dressed up as a witch going like, eh. And then when Wig and Dong shows up, they thought they should do this to him, and now he's hallucinating of a bunch of people doing this to him. But when Cookie finally came back and she nursed him back to health, he dreamed that she was an angel. You know, that's the best thing to imagine. And of course, one thing about John, he has an imaginary friend. Imagine that. Well, throughout the entire series, they finally get married, and then they end it the same way like they end Turkey Man. That Cookie got pregnant, and now she's having a baby. And she finally gave birth and named their new son Jojo. Oh, and in case you're wondering, yes, they did do the turkey episode in this show. They did the turkey one. It's a lot like the movie here, but not expanded. So, and of course, they're supposed to be sponsoring a website called Kano Luvs Pinay. Now, to tell you the truth, I didn't meet my girlfriend from any dating website. For those of you who wants to know how did I met my girlfriend, it was on Facebook. I joined a dating group. And let me tell you something, folks. Being on a dating group is a lot better than any of those online dating service. Of course, you have to check to see if that person is legit or not. So I'm very careful, trust me. And of course, one thing about the ending, during the credits of the show, there's interviews of real Kanos and their Pinay girlfriends. Real interviews of real people and their Filipino girlfriends. So, and for those of you who wants to know what Kano means white person. American. So, pretty much, the Philippines calls us Kano. And of course, they also did one episode about a contest going, about different cultures and competition. And of course, Matthew and Cookie represents Kano Luvs Pinay. And they meet their competitors. There's a Turkey Loves Pinay, where a guy who is from Turkey meets his Filipino girlfriend. And then there's a Spaniard Loves Pinay, where a guy from Spain meets his Filipino girlfriend. And a guy from, Korea. And they have quite a competition, and they do act pretty differently. So, I guess everybody's heart is for everybody. I just hope things can go pretty good between me and my girlfriend. I'm talking about you, Rose. Love ya. Anyway, for those of you who love this Kano Luvs Pinay, love this review of Kano Luvs Pinay, please leave a comment down below, hit like and subscribe. And I got a big news for you folks. In the coming of June, I got a special guest coming over. And this guy, he's the Merc with the mouth. And he's going to be coming over to my review in June. So stay tuned. There'll be a lot of chimichangas out there. So, this is Multi-Voice Reviewer, aka Michael Grimm, telling you all, Da Swanga!